The history of the Methodist Church in Kenya is deeply rooted in the deed of audition, which decrees that the church grew out of the United Methodist Free Churches of the United Kingdom, whose missionary committee in 1860 agreed to send missionaries to East Africa, the first missionaries reaching Mombasa in 1862. The United Methodist Free Churches became part of the United Methodist in 1907, which later formed the Methodist Church in 1932. In the year 1967, the Methodist Church in Kenya became autonomous from the British Methodist Church. Over the recent past, the Methodist Church in Kenya was embroiled in leadership wrangles, which intensified around August 2022 when the immediate former presiding bishop extended his term of office beyond the limit stipulated within the church constitution.
Good governance is an issue. In fact, in the last 2 years, before this year, the church was in turmoil, and there is need for reform in the church. Reform which would address the stationing of ministers properly, the powers of the presiding bishop vis-a-vis other organs of the church, the human resource policies and institutions to govern the church. Devolution itself, because people at the coast, for instance, feel they were marginalized in the Methodist Church because every presiding bishop since 1970 has come from Meru. And I think, honestly, that time for devolution for the church has come. The Methodist Church of Kenya has a constitution. The constitution is called the Deed of Church Order. It was made in 1967. Clause 15 of the Deed of Church Order regulates how amendments to the Constitution can be made. It provides that any proposed amendments must first be passed by the conference of the church with a vote of 3/4 of the members present and voting. Once that happens, the proposal is then taken to the synods of the church for deliberation. Once the synods approve it, it comes back to the conference once again. And if passed by a vote of 3/4 of the members present and voting, those amendments are approved. In the particular case before us, the Standing Committee of the Church established a subcommittee comprising of the Reverend Dr. Alawi Imadhu, the Reverend Professor Sabroni Zambori, and the Reverend Dr. Stephen Kanyaru, 3 former presiding bishops. The subcommittee also included the Reverend Professor Bishop Ataya, who is the current Vice Chancellor of the Methodist University. It also included Professor Sheila Rianga, Dr. Grandis Mweti, and myself, Aaron Ringera. We were tasked to come up with the proposals of improving governance in the church. So the document which is now due for deliberation was originated by that team, and it was approved by the conference last year with the necessary majority. It is called Draft 0.
This led to a massive gathering on the 29th of March 2023 by Methodist Church members consisting of both clergy and laity, with a representation from all synods who converged at the church headquarters.
I was one of the 7 appointed by the conference.